So, Kev, let me just get your prediction for the Bucks versus Heat game going on today.
So that game is actually pretty interesting to me. Milwaukee's actually favored by a point and a half. I'm conflicted because the first game was so tight and gritty and close, and then the last game was an absolute annihilation via the Bucks. So they're up 2-0, taking that series back to Miami. I would like to think Miami goes out there and plays their asses off, but Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo have not been playing efficient basketball. They've been playing relatively awful in terms of efficiency. So I mean, I'm picking Miami out of heart, but I think that Milwaukee kind of has their number right now. I think that they have the advantage, and I think that Giannis is playing at a level right now in this postseason that would seem unguardable, at least in terms of Miami. There's not really anybody that can match up outside of Bam. And, I think that Miami, if Miami plays tough defense like we know they can, I think they find a way to get a win at home. But on the off chance that they don't and they continue their poor performance, I think that Milwaukee takes this handily 3-0 lead.
I'm going to agree. I got the Bucks winning this one. I think the Bucks are just getting better production across the board from the entire team compared to the Heat. And really, game two is really where it stood out to me in particular, just because I thought the Heat played really well in game one. They were really close, but I wasn't expecting just the complete annihilation that the Bucks presented the Miami Heat in game two. Jimmy Butler played bad. Bam Adebayo had a so-so game. When your leading scorer is Dwayne Dedmon with 19 points, it really goes to show how bad the Heat played in game two. Now, there is an incentive for the Heat to really bounce back in game three, just because if they lose this one, the series is pretty much over. I think Jimmy's going to have a good game. I think the three-point specialists in Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, I think they're going to step up better than what they've been performing in the first two games of this series, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. I think Giannis is going to just continue to dominate down low. I think Chris Middleton is going to have a similar performance that he had to in game one, where he was the leading scorer for the Bucks in game one. And I just think when you look across the board, you look at DiVincenzo, I think he's going to be productive here and there. I think Pat Connaughton's going to step up in a pretty sizable and significant way for the Bucks. And then who knows, could Bryn Forbes have another standout game
Who
where
is that kid?
He came off the bench and absolutely dominated, knocked down a couple threes, but he caught fire. And then not only that, you got Drew Holiday, who's one of the best two-way players in the game. I just don't know how Miami's going to combat against that. I think it's going to be a closer game than it was in game two, but I see the Bucks win this one by 10. I think on the road it's going to be a competitive game, but I think the Bucks get this one, and I think they move up to 3-0 in the series.